Now, obviously, Nissan has dominated our news today for good reason, but it's not the only large investment in the Northeast electric battery industry to be announced this week. It's because Turntide Transport, they are a sustainable technology company. They're based in the United States, but they have just bought AVID Technologies, which builds electrified vehicle parts and is based in Cramlington. The managing director of Turntide is Matt Boyle. He lives in the Northeast. He's also now a professor at Newcastle University. I spoke to him earlier and started by asking him to explain exactly what his company does.
So Turntide Transport is a company that's put together three businesses: a business that makes batteries, hyperdrive, a business that makes inverters, which are the intelligence in the engine room of an electric vehicle, and AVID, which is a motor business, and that gives you the entire drivetrain for an electric vehicle. So the power source, the intelligence, and the thing that makes the wheels go round. The acquisition of AVID Technologies adds a little bit more to that, in that AVID today make electric fans and electric pumps, which are essential components when you're hybridizing and making a pure electric vehicle. Because they take loads off the diesel engines and allow you to cool and heat components from a battery source.
Now, we've been talking a lot on Radio Newcastle today, throughout the day. A huge announcement from Nissan. Now, I guess in a way they're sort of competitors to you, but do you welcome that kind of investment as well?
No. So step back a minute. I'm also the chairman of the Northeast Automotive Alliance, of which Nissan is a big part. And the alliance is the entire supply chain. It represents the entire supply chain to the plant, and satellite businesses as well. I don't see this as a competitor at all. I see it as a great investment for the region, and some of the technologies that they're going to use and need for the future, I'm trying to develop inside Turntide. So one of the aspirations of the Turntide business is to upgrade all the electric motors in the world and optimize them all. And that's something that Nissan will look to do over the course of the next decade or so, as they improve the technology that they're using in the cars. So I don't see this investment by Nissan as being a competitive move. I actually feel it's very supportive. In fact, I was one of the first people to jump up and down about it when it was announced.
We know that the UK government's contributed to this Nissan investment. We believe it's round about £100 million, roughly 10% of that full £1 billion. How do you feel about that government investment as part of it?
I think it's good. It's useful. It's a help. But if we're going to tackle the climate change problem to the extent that we have to, we're going to have to add substantially to those types of investments. Turntide invested £100 million in the northeast of England in the last 3 months. Private business, west coast of the United States, £100 million. These investments, they have to be made, they have to be supported in order to attract the additional investment.
There's yourselves, there's Nissan, there's also British Volt, who we've talked about on this station a lot. They're building or have plans and are underway to build a gigabattery plant in Blyth. What is it that's attractive about the northeast of England for these companies?
Couple of things, really. Capability. There is a great deal of infrastructure that you need for battery manufacture in and around the region. You go down to the Humber and up to north of the Tyne, and you find, all of the chemical works you need, and the usage, so the draw for the batteries, the actual consumption of the batteries as well. The other thing about capability, Colin, is we've developed that capability in the Northeast over 60 years. We've been at the forefront of electric vehicle technology for over 60 years. And then not a lot of people know that, as the saying goes. But people like Sevcon, which I ran for best part of 20 years, have always been at the forefront of technologies for electric vehicle traction. So the first application for the Smiths controller was Smiths Electric Vehicles, which was a milk float. When I left, we were providing controls to hypercars. So we've always been at the forefront of electrification technologies in the Northeast, and that capability that we built up is very attractive across the globe because it doesn't exist in most other places.
That is Matt Boyle there, the Managing Director of Turntide Transport, who themselves have announced new investment in the Northeast electric battery industry today alongside Nissan.